must therefore endure hardship as a good soldier of Christ Jesus. For no one engaged in warfare entangles himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who enlisted him as a soldier. Verse 5. And if anyone competes in athletics, he is not crowned unless he competes according to the rules. For the hardworking farmer must be the first one to partake of the crops. Consider what I say, and may the Lord give you understanding in all things. This morning, it's kind of interesting as it talks about in verses 1 and 2, really tells us about one of the things that people leave out. Janice Eden, they left out one. Usually when you see these lists, put up verse 2 there again. Put verse 2 up there again. It says, and the things that you have heard from me among many witnesses, commit these things to faithful men who will be able to, what's the word? Teach others also. Then moving on to verse 3. Verse 3 says, so there's teach, teacher. Verse 3 says, you must therefore endure hardship as a what? Soldier. But not just soldier, a what? A good soldier. And then move on to verse 5. And also, if anyone competes in what? Athletics, an athlete. So we've had a teacher, a soldier, an athlete, and one more, verse 6. The hard-working farmer, verse 6. The hard-working farmer must be the first to partake of the crops. Okay, now that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the teacher, the soldier, the athlete, and the farmer. Janice, why did they always leave out the teacher? Teachers are that important. In fact, many times they called him rabbi, which means teacher. They called Jesus teacher. In fact, he was, my dad likes to say, those disciples had the first master's degree. They spent 3 years with the master teacher, didn't they? So let's talk about this morning. So first of all, there's a teacher. What does a teacher do? It's an easy question. What does a teacher do? Hey, good answer. A teacher teaches. It says you should be like a teacher, that you should teach others what I have taught you. So Paul is talking to young Timothy. He's saying, Timothy, you should be like a teacher. You should teach others just like I teach you. I teach you, you teach others, they teach others, and they teach others. Teach them what? Teach them anything? No, teach them the truth. We have a situation in our world today where people wonder, what is truth? The question is still asked today because they keep changing the borders. They keep changing the rules. They keep changing the definitions. But God's definition of truth never has changed. In fact, Jesus said about himself, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And he says, and nobody comes to the Father but by me. So what are we to teach? We're to teach the truth. We're to teach about Jesus. We're to teach these to faithful men. It says we need to have disciples of the truth. What Jesus had was disciples. Disciples of who? Disciples of himself. And he himself was what? Truth. So he wanted to train disciples to be disciples of the truth. So what are you to do? It says you should be strong. You should stand in the grace of Jesus Christ. You should understand what he gave you, his grace, his love, his word. And you should take this truth about Jesus and that you would give it, that you would commit it to faithful men who would be able to teach others about the truth of Jesus. So what are we to do? We're to be like a teacher. And we're to teach people about the love of Jesus Christ, about the word of Jesus Christ, about the truth of Jesus Christ. We're to teach, it says be strong, so we should teach with strength. Strong teaching, not weak teaching. Paul said to them other places, he says, many of you are on milk right now. In other words, milk teaching. He said, but you should be on strong teaching by now.